Hello everybody and welcome or welcome back to my channel, the place where we make fun of the morons we see out here on the road, a bit like this numpty in the white van, who's got so much empty space in his skull he's basically the Grand Canyon with a wig on. Or this 2-watt lighthouse of thought in the black Range Rover, of course, what else, who thinks it's an absolutely stellar idea to brake check an HGV in the wet. I bet he likes these weather conditions, being he's as thick as a wet mop. What about this pair of real empty clipboard supervisors? Traffic lights are out of action, but that means nothing when you're 12 cans short of a six-pack. Both go barreling through, both leave skid marks on the road and in their undergarments. Audi driver still not made a move at this moment, obviously still busy cleaning up the mess. Whether traffic lights are in action or out of action, when you're one of the privileged few, the chosen ones that drive a Mercedes, it's immaterial. Red lights and green lights, they just all melt into one. As can be witnessed here by this real spare tyre of evolution specimen going straight through the red light there. Yeah, them sorts of drivers are definitely only eating with one chopstick. So it'll come as no surprise, if you do drive a Mercedes and you do drive like a backwards dunce, then you're going to end up like this non-reader. But hang on a minute, Jake knows him, he's a local man, they call him Convertible. I said, that's a funny name, Jake, why do they call him that? He says, well, he's a bit soft up top and he ain't got much upstairs. Now, if you're ever stuck for ideas on how to let other drivers around you know that you're backwards and mentally challenged, nothing beats the time-honoured technique of reversing into another car for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I tell you now, we do not need an MRI machine to reach the conclusion that all we'll ever find inside that driver's skull is echoes and resonance. I don't know about you, but I think I lost a couple of IQ just watching that. Here we go, another Range Rover driving burnt out light bulb. He was obviously so special he requires 2 parking spaces. That's the sort of idiot who phones up people to ask them for their phone number. Just watch this muppet. This is where the level of driving where we're at in the UK now. Look, watch it, just pull straight out in front of that car there. Sort of person that couldn't find their couch in their living room. And of course, what Dashcam video would be complete, especially one of mine, without a DPD driver, aka dumb person driving, aka bus timetable philosopher on wheels, driving like a massive Joe Blunt, overtaking on the zigzag and the zebra crossing. For what reason? He hasn't got anywhere. But don't you worry, he's in good company, he's not alone. And what we got behind us here, BMW 1 Series, he's don't worry about overtaking on the zigzag either. But unfortunately, he's stopped in his tracks by an oncoming vehicle. Now, in a battle of wits with a stick, them two would have no problem. Put them up against a jellyfish or some other invertebrate, game over, give up. We do love our BMW drivers on this channel, and speaking of the devil, there's another one, overtaking where he shouldn't be. Absolutely standard behaviour for someone who's got a lower IQ than the amount of calories in a can of Diet Coke. Okay, we're on board an HGV. Just look at this utter knobhead. I guarantee he hasn't looked in his mirror. He's definitely not looked over his shoulder. But what he will be looking at inside his pants at that brown glutinous mass was just appeared. Always remember, driving licence plus low IQ, carnage will ensue. You seriously got to be some sort of low frequency 1-bar signal to park like that when everyone else is parked alright, ain't you? But hang on a minute, Cam said he knows him, he's a local man, they call him Memory Foam. I said, that's a funny name, Cam, why do they call him that? He said, yeah, because he's soft and thick. Now, we all know that a lot of dodgy car drivers are definitely not flavour of the month with truck drivers. In fact, it's fair to say they're definitely not the apple of their eye. Well, I think it's fair to say that this sponge brain mug is definitely a few trees short of an orchard. Dear, oh dear. Now, we all know sometimes it's impossible to find an empty parking space, but rest assured, there's always that one piece of road which will always be empty. That's right, the zigzag line next to a pedestrian crossing. You know, it must be so nice to be mercifully free from the ravages of intelligence. Ivor Biggin, Transport Manager speaking. How can I help? Ivor, it's Joe. Joe who? Joe Blunt, the new bloke. Hello, mate. How's it going? Yeah, about that, Ivor. It's fair to say I've had better days. Why, what's up, Joe? Nothing much really, Ivor. Well, apart from the fact that the truck's wedged in an alleyway tighter than Tess Holiday's G-string is wedged between her butt cheeks. Do you ever play Monopoly, Joe? Yeah, all the time. I love it. Right, listen up, you one-page novel. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. Don't even come to the office to pick up your P45. And good luck at the job centre, you fully grown afterbirth. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm giving away a brand new Nextbase Dashcam and Nextbase micro SD card, absolutely free. So stay tuned till the end and I'll tell you how to enter the free draw. Oh, and do me a favour, just hit that little like and subscribe button down below if you ain't done it already. Thank you. Here we go, negotiating another roundabout, another insurmountable task for those amongst us who is educationally successful and mentally functional as a one-legged racehorse. Oh yes, a Volvo. Used to be known for their reliability and safety. Well, that was then, this is now. Just look at this no compass navigator, straight through that red light, straight between them two buses there. You could explain to him what he did wrong, but you'd need puppets and crayons for him to understand. Now, we do see quite a lot of shenanigans from Range Rover drivers on this channel, but not much from Land Rover drivers. Well, not until today, that is. Just goes straight from right to left and just takes out the front of his car. And in the process relegates his no claims bonus to the same status as the dinosaurs and Katie Price's virginity. Extinct and a thing of the past. Oh, look, another flatline thought monitor that despises wheelchair users. I know before anyone says anything, he's not carrying out any works there. He actually lives near there and he parks like that all the time. I bet that mug'd find it hard organising a one-car parade. Right, this is a funny one here. Look, we've got skid marks on the grass there. Obviously going to have skid marks in the driver's pants. That goes without saying. Now, I'm not going to take the piss out the driver because it might not have been his fault. He might have been swerving to avoid someone. So all you armchair experts and armchair accident investigators, let me know in the comments what you reckon was the cause. Okay, now keep your eye on this real blank form decision maker in the Volkswagen Tiguan there, the one who's just gone to the right. And also, if you look ahead, you see the road opens up into 3 lanes and the left lane goes around to the left. So now, knowing what we know about the road markings and the direction of travel, what is the reasoning and logic of if you're in the left-hand lane, moving to the right lane to go round to the left? I bet if you ask Captain Oblivious there what Virgin Active is, he'd say that's easy. It's a nun that likes to go jogging. Now, for those less fortunate amongst us who've reached adulthood and still only possess an IQ of 32 or less, even the most basic of everyday tasks can seem unfathomable. A bit like this Audi driver. If that smooth-brained tosser fell in a barrel of tits, he'd still come out sucking his thumb. Just have a look at this real blunt pencil there, the one who's just overtaken, and watch in awe at the way he drives and functions and what he does, and know that not even the most highly acclaimed neuroscientist could discover the reason for his behaviour. It's wet, it's foggy, visibility isn't too good, but when your brain is the size of a cockroach's left testicle, the obvious thing you're going to do in this situation is overtake on the double white lines on the brow of a hill that's on a blind bend. That's not just being backwards that causes that. It's a combination of being backwards and aggressively uneducated. Now, to have an accident like that and hit someone up the rear, it's a combination of 2 things. 1, you've got to have the visual ability of a scared ostrich, and 2, you've got to be mad as a bag of frogs. And here's another brainless cretin using his waiting for parts thought process to determine that the perfect place to overtake is on a zigzag at a pedestrian crossing. Now, I haven't got a clue what's going on here. Maybe gang related, maybe some sort of road rage. Tell me what you think down in the comments. But one thing I do know, mentally challenged individuals who behave like this, their genetic makeup is normally something like 25% mum, 25% dad, 25% cousin and 25% uncle. And here's another empty toolbox thinker using all of his 3 brain cells to deduct this perfectly fine and dandy to drive along a shared cycle and footpath. Got a few space cadets here who treat temporary traffic lights the way they did school and education, totally optional. And we've also got Captain Clueless in the old BMW 1 Series there. You got more chance of finding a condom machine in a nunnery than you have of him waiting at a set of temporary red traffic lights. Has anyone got a clue what those big white words painted on the road mean? Keep clear. Because the no fuel idea engine who's driving that car certainly hasn't got a clue. Now, before anyone says anything, proper garden tools like this can be useful in society. They're a perfect example of the benefits of contraception. Well, that's it for this one, everybody. I want to say happy Easter to everyone. Hope you have a really fantastic weekend. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I put a playlist there on the right if you want to watch some more of my videos. And a big thank you to everyone who sent in clips. Right, now to enter the free draw, there's no catches or anything like that. Just go down in the description below this video and you'll see Dashcam free prize draw. It's got all the details there where you've got to send the email, everything else. So have a fantastic Easter weekend and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.